everybody, welcome to this episode of It's Your Birthday, the only podcast that gets you a gift a couple weeks out of the year. And this week is one of those weeks, and that gift, as always, is video games. From inside these toenail clippers, right between them, maybe, probably in the battery hatch of this remote there might be a video game. Oh my god, where else the video
And
games
from the
hide at?
ghosts of a Windows install from a long time ago.
You crack open this solar-powered hula bitch, and you know
Yeah.
what you might find? A video game.
Hey,
Christian,
guess what?
Hey, what?
We didn't mean to miss last week. It was every intention to play last week.
Was
and-
there?
There was. So, okay. And I know that
Yeah.
I've dug myself into this, as we've
Okay.
discussed.
Yeah.
But yeah, running Windows 11 dev mode was probably... I missed the notification that was like, hey, switch to beta now before this continues, because dev mode is a version after release now. So I couldn't roll it back. So I had to completely restart. I was just running into... Like, OBS that night when we were trying to record was, like, showing a bunch of rendering lag, and I was running into issues with that stuff before.
It was goofing off pretty heavy that week.
Yeah.
Last week.
Hey.
And then this week, I'll go ahead and say apologies for not having any From the Stack episodes. There are recorded ones, but New World came out this week, and I gotta be honest, that's kind of all I cared about. We do have some bangers in there. One specific, top shelf heater, that's on its way, and it's gonna be. Well, I can't wait. It's gonna be probably maybe this week, maybe start of next week. I don't know exactly yet what we're gonna do. But yeah, get amped for that game you know nothing about, and I'm not telling you anything about it, but it's gonna be a real hype one.
We don't want to say anything here because it caught
I
us
don't wanna
both
spoil
by
it.
surprise.
Yeah, it did.
But also,
yeah.
it's evident that what you said earlier a couple times out of the year, because we're on episode 46 and we've technically been doing it for more than a year, so we've definitely missed a few weeks there.
Yeah,
but
what is
hey,
it? 52 weeks. So I mean, honestly,
we've been
you
doing
know,
good. We've been putting them
Hey,
out
listen.
there. We've been,
listen, 6 weeks out of a year. I mean, come on, that's not that bad. That's not
really
that
not.
bad.
But hey,
Yeah.
games, right?
Yeah, video games did exist. There's been a lot of them that have come out this last couple weeks. Boy, howdy, I can't even remember most of them. We got, what was it? Deathloop came out. Then we got New World came out. The Death Stranding Director's Cut came out.
Way
Let
too
me pull
many
up Steam,
things.
and then I can tell you a few more that probably came out. Give me just 1 second.
We never really
Let's
got around to
see.
talking Psychonauts because I still don't think you've beaten that game.
I haven't. I have not. I'm remiss that I haven't. But damn, dude, I've been waiting for an MMO to suck me up, for a while, and
elegant
I
way
knew
of
this
putting
one was. Yeah, dude, I've been waiting for a new MMO to suck me off for a while, and I knew this one was gonna do it and do it good. So I was just waiting patiently. I was honestly playing a lot of games that are similar to try and get an itch going, because I was already like trying to scratch that boy and it just wasn't happening. Although Guild Wars 2 did come pretty close. And Bless Unleashed wasn't bad, but there's some kind of gross stuff at the end of that game,
And then you're
as
sick
far
like
as
me.
monetization and other stuff.
You're sick like me, and you get not only into a dead MMO, but you also get into RuneScape. So, like, your existence.
Yeah, well, in addition to mobile phone games and clickers, you also, I mean, really just jonesing over there, playing
know
like
what
4
it is.
clickers at once and 2 mobile games, and then this. And I do mean at once. I don't mean taking one at a time. I mean, this boy's been really hustling. But I've also...
I don't want to say it's embarrassing,
Yeah.
because it does something to my brain that I just happen to really enjoy, and I can't put it to words as to exactly what that is.
Well, it's called endorphins.
Dopamine hits.
And and dopamine, and it jabs both of those pretty hard. That's their move.
Listen, I definitely have gone away unscathed from my for my bank's sake, because I haven't spent money on any of these things. Hey,
and hey, look, That's no big whoopsies. That's good. That's
Well,
good that you haven't.
the RuneScape membership I did, but other than
See,
that,
I knew it. I
other
knew
than
it,
that.
dude. You were gonna act like you didn't have any fucking little dough put in there.
Well,
I
cause
knew it,
dude, like
bitch.
you get into it, and then it's like, here's all the quests you can do, and then it's like, here's all the quests you can't do, and you look at that list, and you're like, fuck, okay, so 80% of the game. So
Yeah. Well, I don't know anything about RuneScape. I've never,
it's
I've never played one. I've never escaped a rune before.
it's good. I mean, I don't want to turn this podcast into a into a
Oh,
RuneScape
oh,
episode.
we
Uh,
won't.
but I do want to
Cause
pull
I don't
up
know
the
anything
thing.
about. Ah,
I
damn
do
it!
want to
I
pull
knew
up the
this was.
thing.
I'm
I
gonna go.
do
I'm
want to
gonna
pull
take a
this
nap,
up.
I guess.
Who's that? Who's that? Yep.
It's so
Yep.
cool.
Good luck.
How could you hate this?
Christian,
Look at
I
these
can't make
guys.
goddamn heads or tails of what's happening right now. This is
Oh,
the most
whoops.
nonsensical looking combat I've ever seen in a video game. And I'm not gonna bash on RuneScape because I know people love it and that's totally fine. But I mean, give me an algebra book and I'll probably get a little bit more excited. Like this is just not for me.
Well, hey, I don't know anything about
You know,
the.
okay, here's what you should do.
I don't
You
know
should-
anything about the PvP scene in this, but it doesn't look like it's my speed. But hey, this is evidence that
Yeah.
people do take this game maybe a little too seriously.
Having been fighting motherfuckers all week trying to conquer a new world, I could tell you right now if I'm looking at excitement and comparing the two of these, there's a very easy choice for me. But this,
yeah,
you know,
hey,
boy.
But this isn't the whole game. This is just a little bite-sized thing that the really
Yeah.
sweaty people do.
Sure.
I mean,
Well,
hey, RuneScape I
yeah.
think encompasses like it's a cool thing. I don't know. It's like the first real big sandbox MMO aside from like Ultima Online that really took a huge audience.
Yeah.
And
Well,
so like
like
I don't know. I enjoy like the self fulfilling like kind of just building your character like from literally dog shit to being really cool in the game, whatever that means for RuneScape.
mhm.
So
Yeah, I've never played a game like that where you start really bad and then you get really good.
well,
It's a pretty interesting take.
like if you're like one melee, you'll like try to hit chickens and like hit zeros like 20 times. I mean, you're really, really, really bad. Like,
Yeah, that sounds fun. I'll
fun.
tell you. I'll
you
tell
build
you.
the stats and it gets fun. I don't know how to put it. But
Mhm.
anyway.
Yeah,
And
I see. That's my love is when I'm an adult giant person in comparison to a small rat, and I do know I'm hitting it, and I'm not hitting it 20 to 30 times in a row, and that's pretty fun. That's pretty
Hey,
fun.
that's video.
It's
game.
almost like when you, yeah, yeah, I guess it is.
I'm not selling you on this at all, am I? I'm not
Nope.
really selling it.
Nope, and people have tried for years. Again, I get it. Like, there's something really charming to it. I mean, I look at it like when I was playing the original top-down, like, Fallout games. The combat is kind of the same, which I would say not very fun for a while. And so I get it. But what you should look up is I've talked about this game Tibia about 1,000,000 times, but I don't think you've ever actually seen it. And I would like I would like to, because this is the closest I've gotten to this game by virtue of another game. Now if that's from 2016, that may be too early, or too late. I mean, because I'm not from what I'm referring to. Let's see. No, this is
Is it
totally
right here?
different. Well, it's similar, but it's not. It's not the same game. Hold on, let me see.
Let me see. Original Tibia.
That might give you something. Yeah, I don't know if I haven't kept up with it by any sort.
Well, here's PvP in Tibia. This can only be good, right? This can
No, it is extreme in a different way because you have to type out every spell that you have. So like you'll be chasing someone and then you have to put like a rune thing in your hand and then you have to type out what you want to do with it. So it's like, Well, I mean, I didn't know we were getting fucking 360 no scope, old fucking Adobe After Effects shots here. Is Linkin Park playing? Don't turn it on because we'll get in trouble,
hold
buddy.
on.
They
Just
gotta be in there.
Let me
Yeah,
hear like
take
a
it
little.
just to give me an excerpt.
Yeah, let me see.
If
Okay,
there's no
cool.
music, I mean, what was it? I didn't get. I couldn't hear it.
I don't know why you can't hear it, but I just turned it on and it was just like some metal song.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Of course. Yeah, duh. What did you? Yeah, what did we really expect?
Oh, and it has
But
the
yeah.
lyrics down there too. That's perfect. Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Sorry, whoever made this, we're not making any statements. We're just trying to get an idea.
Yeah, I'm
what
not
this
dogging
game
on
is.
you, dog. I'm just trying to figure out what we got going on here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's like kind of the same thing, and then like, you know, if you die, you lose everything. So people, like this guy that's getting hit here is probably hunted because there's like a group of folks that are after him. So usually they would send out like a group wide hit on somebody or a server wide hit on someone, and kind of go for the gold. But again, same thing. Not a great game, but for its time, it like I said, it's really similar to RuneScape. I think, from what I
Yeah.
understand about RuneScape. But yeah, we don't have to talk about it anymore.
That's our
Just-
RuneScape chat. That's the only RuneScape chat that we're ever
Yeah.
gonna have ever again.
Oh, if there's a god, yeah. So probably not. But
Well, I was gonna show what spurred it, but we don't have to get into all that.
well, what? Well, I mean,
Okay, whatever.
floor's yours, I guess. What do we got?
So there was a HD
50-year-old
plugin.
game you've been
Well, there's
playing?
actually
I
a whole
can't- I'm
story
just- I'm
behind
just
it.
goofing.
There's a whole story
Yeah.
behind it, I guess. So like, the people.
Your friend
that made
Tyler's
this,
ill, and so he needed you to get ill with him. He needed
Well,
to be a blood donor, so he got you involved in this.
It's kind of cool. So like these people
I'm not
made this
saying
like
look,
HD.
again. I'm not saying it's not.
Oh, I know. But like,
I just
yeah. Thank you. The people that like were trying to make this HD client thing or this plugin for RuneLite were getting shut down by like Jagex or whatever, and then like the fan base got so pissed off that they were like, "Yeah, we'll let you guys release this anyway." I think what they were getting at, or without trying to allude to it too heavily, is that maybe they were working on like a visual revamp of the old school RuneScape. I don't know. But yeah, it looks cool, like with all the modern graphics and stuff. It kind of makes it look like little figures, like little dioramas. Like, yeah, that's the original look, and then this guy will flip over to the HD stuff. But I don't know.
Yeah.
It has a look, and it's kind of interesting. It gives it a little bit of a fresher life, I think.
I'd like to see. I mean, yeah, that's
It still looks
I
like
do-
shit.
I
'cause
do
it's
love that
RuneScape.
you use. I do love that you use with all the modern graphics, and I was like, oh yeah, oh
Well,
Where
I'm
the-
talking
where are they
like
at?
graphical, like technology shit. That's
yeah.
what I'm getting at.
I'm just goofing. Again, I think it's like it's a totally fine game. I got
It's
nothing against it.
whatever.
I just like it's that thing. Also, it's like that comfort food. Like if you've been playing this game for a long time, off and on, like I totally get it. Like I've got plenty of games that are like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, I guess.
yeah. So
Hey, let's get into some of the games that you started and haven't finished over the last 2 weeks.
yeah.
Over the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well, there's been quite a few, I guess, really. I was like trying to look through my PC. I mean, I started Deathloop, and I really like Deathloop, but there's some
There's no
still
way
like
that's
some
happening
stuttering
right now.
issue that they still haven't addressed. Like it's been they did one small update for it, and they said they have another one that they think they've nailed down, but that was the 23rd, and we're almost at the 1st now. So who knows if that's coming? So maybe it's a bigger issue and they're dealing with it. I don't know. It sucks though because that game's awesome. I like it. God damn, it's cool, and I want to finish it because I love all of their games, but all of their PC ports of their games, except for maybe the first Dishonored, all kind of have some. I mean, it's all the same engine, so it all has some similar issues to it. But
I'll say this:
Yeah.
like when it came out,
Mhm.
because people were like pointing fingers at Denuvo or Denuvo, yeah, Denuvo, the like
Yeah,
anti-cheat, like anti-piracy stuff. I'm not
Mhm.
gonna lie, like a week after all that stuff happened, I was like, I wonder if there's a cracked kind of thing hanging out there. Because if they fix the original one, I'll buy it. But like, I really do want to see.
Yeah,
thing
I mean,
is.
a lot of people say that that's where the performance issues come from to some extent, and that may be true. Also, I mean, I think Ubisoft's always used Denuvo, and their games kind of always ran like shit, even if your hardware was better than it was,
And the thing
or
is that
needs
like
or whatever.
it's also pointless to have it if it's a performance hit because like the moment people break it open, they're like, okay, we'll just patch it out. Like so.
Yeah, well, it's also super annoying too for a game like this that is like already. I mean, this game looks really, really nice in a lot of spaces, and you also have the chance of fighting a human person at some point randomly in this world. So you don't want any performance hiccups because the game itself is also really fast paced on its own right, even when you're not fighting another person. So so yeah, which is cool. The invasion stuff too can be done. Don't play a video if you don't mind.
Oh,
I don't know
okay.
what they're gonna show,
Okay.
and I don't want to see any of it because again, I still haven't got to really play a lot of it. I think I've killed. I will say I think I've individually killed 4 of the 8 people in a day, but I still have 8 to go, and there's still you find new shit all the time. For like threads and connections and what you could do. It's weirdly like Hitman in that way where
Well,
it's like here's an
yeah,
opportunity, here's this, you can maybe do this, but you could do this way,
and you get
whatever.
different options like time of day and like all that kind of stuff. It
Well, and
seems.
there's just random shit. Like I was going to kill this. There's like, I won't say. I'll keep it vague, but there was like I was going to kill this one target, and then I just happened to find like the option to like defuse a bomb, and I was like, oh, what is this, and what will that do? And I died because I didn't cut the right cable and lost my whole run. But it was another thing of like, what the fuck? Why is there a bomb here? Why can I interact with the bomb? What's the bomb about?
Yeah.
And, I'll have to find out another day, which sucked because that was a really good ass run. Um, yeah, and it's a roguelike, I guess, to a lot of in a lot of capacities, but it's really good. Um, what?
I was just gonna try to find some alternative crappy Deathloop type video to play instead of actual footage.
Well, we're moving on anyway. It's okay. If you want to see that game, check it out. But I would say, really, that game is best served if you don't listen to other people and just see it blind.
Okay.
Because it's really. I mean, again, the narrative stuff is super rad. All the little details, all the little pages, everything, and they all connect in some form or fashion. I mean, again, if they iron it out, 100% recommend that game. It's super interesting. And if you've liked any Arcane stuff at all, just
Yeah,
it's
I really
a
want to get
no-brainer.
into it, but until they fix it, I don't want to
Yeah.
put anything toward it.
We
Hey, I do have a
yeah.
question for you.
Yeah.
While I have this on my brain,
yeah.
I've been doing some research, okay, and I
Okay.
found out that MIDI files are pretty much open
Okay.
source and they're free game. Like, for the most
Okay.
part, there's like these Russian dudes that are just making MIDIs of like popular music.
Okay.
How would you feel about having the MIDI version of Ball with the Ball by Kid Rock as our podcast theme song?
Yeah, I mean, as long as we're not going to get copyright trouble,
No.
yeah,
I've
absolutely.
been doing the research. I want. It doesn't have to be that song, but I kind of want to find like a really
Look.
good MIDI of a dumbass song.
Yeah. Well, I mean, clearly I would want Chattahoochee, but if
Oh
you've
God,
got
that's gotta exist.
yeah, so that's what I would ultimately want. But there are other options for sure. I Drive Your Truck, I think, is a little too slow, but yeah, that's
Here
the
we go.
Chattahoochee better version. Yeah.
Well, this is I want.
I can't hear anything. I can't hear anything coming out of your end though. So
Well, the audience, you'll get this when you get the video, I guess.
well, I guess I'll just check the stream, but it's gonna be a little delayed. So hold on.
Sounds pretty good. You know what I'm saying?
It's not bad. I could take a little more energy, but it's
well,
not bad.
here's the deal. You take a MIDI file, you spit it into some like production software, and you can really do what you want with it. So.
Okay, well, yes, send that boy over. Give me a ball with the ball, though, if you
Okay,
can find one
okay.
quickly.
No, I gotcha.
wouldn't hate hearing what that might be like.
Yeah, here we go.
Oh. That's Kid Rock.
Isn't that pretty rad? That's pretty rad. That's pretty heavy.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's maybe... If we could fuse Chattahoochee into Ball with the Ball.
Like the melodies of Chattahoochee into Ball with the Ball.
Yeah. If you could just somehow gently glide from Chattahoochee into Ball with the Ball somehow, then I'm fully on board in support of that.
Okay, good.
So, yeah, I mean, you want to put those in the Google Drive? I'll see if I can't tool around with it for a minute too. I'll be curious to see. Maybe send it. Maybe I'll send it to Kent. I go, Kent, fuse these.
Can you please
fuse me, brother?
I mean,
we need a theme song.
Hey, we don't
and I
expect you to
need
work for free. Well, I'll throw you a little,
I'll give you a suck.
Yeah.
If you're gonna get me a Chattahoochee ball with a combo.
Okay, I want to get that out of the way because, like, I would love to just hit a button and like,
ooh, this is a fun
theme
game.
Song whenever.
I was just thinking, yeah, for sure. I was just thinking though, if you could make this a fun little game, is where you throw a ball with the ball whenever you're ordering something. So you're like, can I get a double cheeseburger and all with the ball with the fries as well, and I'll get a ball with the Coke maybe. I'm probably gonna ball with the ball with the some
can
buffalo
I get the
sauce.
ball with a McFlurry, M&M McFlurry?
Yeah, I'll take my ribs with some of that ball wickaroo sauce, that ball wiki sauce. You remember when Chili's had ball wiki sauce?
Yeah, of course.
Right when that album came out, they were like, Chili's baby back ribs ball wiki sauce, and you're like, yeah, I love ball wiki.
I love so
that damn ball wiki.
Yeah, I'm so into the idea, but I just wanted to, while I had it fresh on the brain, just run it past you. So
Yeah, of course.
We'll figure something out.
I don't usually turn down stupidity, so
yeah.
whenever you bring that up, I'm more than for it.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm trying to think of what other stuff I start. Oh yeah, I was like, I played a little bit of that Avengers game, the console one. Sorry, it sounded like somebody was just gonna come through the roof. Yeah, I played a bit of that Avengers game on the PS5. I like so far as a single player game. Fine, it's like a little padded out more than you would probably want a single player game because it's a co-op game, I guess, at its core. And the fact that you can't really take the story, I mean, I guess that it is the story and it's more put together for that reason, but that you can't take like who you want out all the time kind of is lame because I sort of just want to play with one character. I don't really want to level 5 other ones at the same time.
Yeah.
So there's that because again, the blend is still weird of the games they're trying to put into one, but the moment to moment generally is okay. Yeah, what's up?
Sorry, I just remembered it came to Game Pass, so I pulled it up. 136 gigs, dude. Jesus.
Yeah. Well, that's actually one thing I can say about the PS5. I mean, it's got that limited storage, but the downloads are like pretty condensed. Whatever that algorithm they use for their stuff is, because I think it's only 72 on here, which is still pretty high considering, but that's like pretty condensed from what it is. Hitman's another one. I think it's only like 70 for the whole game, and all 3 games on the PS5 is like 70 gigs, which is down from like 150, almost 200. So also pretty good. Yeah, I don't know if it's worth that kind of space on there. But you might try it. It's really in a much better place than I guess it was when I played that beta originally.
Yeah. Well, here's the deal.
Way better, but
Scarlet Nexus, 16 gigs. So come on.
Yeah,
What am I going?
yeah.
Um,
And that's a really fun game. I've played good 5 or 6 hours of that game. And
yeah.
that game starts to open up with its combat a little bit more because it seems like really limited at first for longer than maybe it should. But then and then you start to get some more interesting stuff going on there. A little, at least on the difficult. I guess I'm playing it on either normal or hard maybe, and it's a little easy for how it is. I guess it's not super difficult. Um, but yeah, that game's cool. Uh, what else did I play? Oh, I started the Mass Effect collection. I started playing the first Mass Effect, the HD one, also on that other boy.
Yeah.
Um,
I got pretty far into that one too before the EA Play thing I was subscribed to lapsed.
sure.
Yeah, I
Uh,
played like several, like probably 20 hours of the first game. Yeah, it's a good remake. It's a good little.
it's yeah, yeah. From what I remember, I mean, it feels much improved because like that first game didn't play particularly well.
Yeah,
It like kind of it got really dated, especially in like your accuracy was really shitty in that game for a long time.
I remember the first time I
It
equipped like a
sucked.
sniper in that game, and the crosshair when you like take a step like was the entire screen. I was like, what the
Yeah,
fuck is this?
yeah. It's pretty rough. Well,
Yeah,
and the assault rifle too is just like this massive disc, and you're like, well, I don't. What am I doing? Uh, I was like, well, I already played Knights of the Old Republic. I don't want
yeah.
to fucking do that
They're
again.
trying to emulate the sci-fi trope that you just blast lasers and none of them hit anybody.
Yeah, nobody can aim at shit. Uh, that's actually pretty funny. No, but so that's been okay. I played a little bit of it. The only criticism I've had so far is like and maybe this is what the first game looks like, but I think they used the same engine that Andromeda maybe on, because like their eyes are fucking bizarre sometimes. Like they have these really giant eyes. Because I went with the regular Shepherd too, just assuming I'm like, well, he's gonna have the best
Yeah,
facial animation, and everything else. I would assume. But yeah, there's just sometimes where like somebody will say something, he's just yes, the Krogans, and you're like, okay, dude, chill out, Shepherd.
yeah.
Um,
The first one was going to be a rough thing for them to do in general, just because of
yeah,
how that game is
I
structured and
really,
built, and
I
but
really want to get to that second one, but I've also never been able to play them with your save carryover, which is why I
yeah,
wanted to do this because they're all in the same system with all the shit. So I was like, okay,
yeah. And
uh,
if you haven't done that before, and it's this like second chance around, like why wouldn't you take that opportunity? That's the same thing I
yeah,
had, and I was so close to beating the game, and then I just let that subscription kind of lapse because I don't want to give EA any more money than I need to. Uh,
yeah. Well, I waited
so
for it to get down to like 20 some on the on the PS5, so then I finally pulled it because I saw it for like 40 for a couple different times
yeah,
physical, and I was like, just wait for a digital one because it's gonna be a while for me to finish all three of those. Uh, and then oh yeah, I dipped. I guess I played. I mean, it's been 2 weeks, I guess, but I dipped into the I picked up Eastward, but I haven't really started it yet because that game I think has an atmosphere that wants me to sort of only focus on it for a little bit. It's more of a story of discovery, I think, as I've been told on it. But I love the look of it, and I wanted to see some more of it, so I haven't really started that one yet. But that's up on the docket. And then I've been playing the first. I picked up the Castlevania collection. I've been like an hour or two a night before I go to sleep. I've been playing the Castlevania collection, the very first GBA Castlevania, I guess, and try to go through those in order also. But it's a really good collection. Like that rewind thing, man, that makes Castlevania way more tolerable, especially older
yeah,
Castlevania games. Because you can kind of just rewind a whole boss fight over and over again, which is really
yeah.
nice.
That's partially
Uh,
the appeal of that like new Ghosts and Goblins release they did. Like I kind of like the
mm,
look of the thing, the style they went for, but it was that fact that like they did have these kind of like forgiving
yeah.
restarts and stuff like that. Like
Because
I
I
don't
just,
know.
look, I'm at an age, like, I like I mean, maybe it's not an age thing, really, but it's just like a time thing, I guess. So maybe it has to do with age, whatever connection you want to make. But there is that thing of, like, I just don't have the time to like go back to the same thing when I know what I did wrong. It's not like I'm learning much of anything. I'm like, no, okay, I got it. I made this mistake. Whatever. But yeah, it is cheesing a bit. But some of the games I just want
Yeah.
to see for the most part. I don't necessarily need to live
It
them.
gets
So
it gets to that point for me too, where like if I could just like somehow just blitz through a lot of the like because JRPGs especially like we were chatting earlier like because they put out more stuff about that new Shin Megami Tensei, and I was like, do I want to play that third game? They have that remaster on Switch, and then I remembered, well, New World's out. I also have never beaten a JRPG, so
yeah, I think 5 people have in existence.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
yeah, that's actually how you get a fedora. Like that's the Chad move is being able to wear a fedora is that you've finished any JRPG completely.
Yeah.
So they mail you one and you go, I knew it. And so to them it's true power. To us, you're like,
Dude,
come on, dude.
I think
Take
all
that
the
off.
people, all the guys who wear fedoras in public, you ask them, "Hey, what's your favorite Final Fantasy game?" and they say Final
10.
Fantasy 8.
10 and 7. No,
They say 8
yeah.
because those people are just there's no saving them.
Dude, motherfucker, I did almost pick that up too. That was on the Switch for like $10, and I was like, it is kind of the perfect console for those like PS2 and down JRPGs though.
Sure.
If you're gonna, I mean, it is.
No,
I
it is.
didn't,
It is. Nino
but
Kuni on that thing is really good too, and I kind of want to get the second one.
Did you finish that first one?
I'm really close actually. Like I keep dipping into it. Like it's the game that I look at mostly when I pick up the Switch because I'm like, yeah, I like that first game. And it looks and runs really good on the Switch. Like
I was about to say the
surprisingly.
performance of it is good, so that's the biggest pull for me is like it's
that's
gonna
the
be
hook.
at least enjoyable or it's at least playable.
So I hope that
Uh,
port of the second game is worthwhile because the first Ni no Kuni was a port of the PS3 game, and that seems more achievable than a port of a PS4 game. I don't know. We'll see. So,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
So JRPGs.
Yeah.
I'll make a point. Oh well, I guess Yakuza Like a Dragon. I beat that.
Oh, I
so-
did definitely finish that game. Yeah.
But that game was captivating. That's like the most captivating
dude.
game I've ever played.
I know.
So-
It's I can't suggest that game enough to people. It's so good.
I actually thought about replaying it. Like,
I'm gonna give it a little bit, but I think I'm gonna pick up the PS5 version and replay it there if I'm gonna do it again just to see. I don't know because I didn't see it in 4K, so maybe I'll just see it in 4K if I'm gonna do it again. You know,
Sure.
not that like 3440 is that far off, but yeah, I'll take a
We
look.
we gotta send a message to Sega that we like that game a lot, and I want to see more of those characters. So, bring
Yeah,
it on.
I mean, it seems like we will. I mean, they made 2 Judgment games and they're done with Judgment. I would have to imagine that they're gonna need something else, and why not pick up Like a Dragon? People seem to really like it, so
Game is so fucking rad. So fucking.
it's
rad.
phenomenal. It's
Yeah.
fucking phenomenal. And then yeah, the last thing that I played other than New World was the Death Stranding remaster.
I can tell by your hat. I like your hat.
Yeah,
It's really. It's
yeah.
nice.
Well, and then I picked up. Yeah, like, well, I was telling you about it, but yeah, I got that.
He
It's
picked
like,
up a little sculpture of Norman
Whoa.
Reedus himself. Oh no, there it
big
is.
ol'
It's the
art
art
book.
book. Yeah.
Which is, I mean, it's super nice. Like, it's a good art book. I'm not. Again, it's another thing I'm having to save.
He's also downloaded all of Norman Reedus's Ride on AMC. It's
Yeah,
really
well, I kept
crazy
getting
what
the
happens.
advertisements for it, and I was like, well, I should probably just
Isn't
watch
that
it.
wild? Like that's
Not really. I mean, they did take the Monster Energy cans out, so that's not in there
Did they?
anymore. Yeah, they replaced it with Bridge Energy. Is the thing? I guess their
Okay,
licensing
the
lapsed on that
license
or
lapsed.
whatever.
well, dude. I know
Uh,
I know why they did that stuff. It's because like Kojima was out there like making moves to like really fund a studio.
Oh, dude, he was getting
So,
to
like,
everybody. You look at
Yeah.
the amount of people in the game, like as voice actors or help or whatever. I mean, that's the thing though. Is like, if fucking Kojima comes to you, is like, do you want to do something with me? You go, yep, I sure do. Don't care what it is. Yep, bring it on.
yeah.
So yeah, I totally get it. Why not? Especially because it's like, especially at a time where he was like, the company he was with like fucked him, and everybody's like, dude, what do you need, buddy? Like, they're like, well, I want to make a game. And they go, yep,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
should.
Yeah, we would
Uh,
like that. We would
Yeah.
continue to support this.
And I get the divisive nature of it, but that's a great video game.
Yeah.
I don't care. It's a really cool game. It
It's
hits a lot of
artistic
notes.
nonsense, and I love it. I
Yeah,
love it.
it's beautiful nonsense. I don't know though, because I mean, so far, like maybe you just pull out your own meaning in what's happening, but so far, like I get it. Like I feel like I understand this game pretty well.
I
Like for
did
what's
while I was playing it, but enough distance from playing it, and I feel like I have the major story points, but like the nuances are kind of forgotten to me. I remember like my favorite character sequences moments,
sure.
but like all the in between. I was able to follow it pretty well. It's not a hard game to follow. It's just kind of a lot. They ask a lot of you.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, the first you really got to get past that first like hour and a half, I think, of the game, because there's
gotta
like
get past the first 10 hours. I mean,
no. It's really the first hour and a half though. Like it's not. It's very stylized and super interesting, but it is a pretty slow start.
Yeah.
But you are, well, you are working your way through your career. So as you get better at your career, more opportunities open to you, and so more, which in a way is sort of a sort of an allegory for how the game became a game anyway. It's sort of like Kojima getting boned and being on his like destitute in a sense, like losing the company you work for, and then pulling on everyone to reconnect and then make this thing. So in a weird way, it is kind of its own story of itself. It sort of.
yeah. And I keep wanting to
But
play it, but they have not announced plans for that PC version to come yet. So
no, yeah, they haven't. I thought they did, but they hadn't said that, so I don't know.
said shit. But no, I haven't thought of the game that way. That was a really cool perspective on it, actually. Like,
Yeah,
thinking
well,
about
it's
it
sort
that
of
way.
the idea. I think really the game is about just the working man and like how the world is like kind of destructive around you, but you sort of like got to make these small connections and sort of push your way through the bullshit to then find the reward. And you're sort of and a lot of people are hesitant to do that. You don't really want to talk to strangers. You don't really want to do. I mean, some people love it, but generally speaking, most people don't really want to do that or they want to feel more self-sufficient than anything else. And it's sort of that thing, especially now. Having the pandemic pass, which people have made this connection to, it's like, but yeah, it's like without that service, without couriers, you would like throughout all history we would be fucked because you need information and you need items and things to be sent and get to you to do whatever it is you're doing. And yeah, without them, it's like things fall apart, and without the information, it's like. Yeah, it's just not there.
And then leave it to Kojima to throw bridge babies and BTs and otherworldly cosmic fucking horrors.
Well, I think the BB is the thing in the world you care the most about.
Yes.
And so in a way, it's like your own child or your own.
Mostly invested in is that relationship with Sam and the BB. Like, the BB's like a real character. It's not just like a tool in the game.
Yeah. And you get a child's backstory, which is really interesting because it's an infant. But you get an infant's backstory somewhat through visions of his father, or what seems to be the father of him so far, is like the way they sort of. It could just be his previous owner too, but it sort of frames it in a way it's like this was its actual dad. But I don't know because they also refer to it as a BB while he's talking to it. So maybe, I don't know. It depends because we're pretty far into this. This changed America. Like we're not too far off. This whole instance is there, and
Have you
I think
met Mama yet by any chance?
No.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Uh,
I'd say Mama and Heartman are my favorite characters. That stuff's really cool. I like those parts of the game. So just
Heartman is neat, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think I know who. Well, wait, is Mama? Are you talking about? Like your sister?
She talks to you. No. She talks to. She has the glasses. She talks to you over the comms a lot. You eventually meet her, but it's no secret. She's like in the trailers and shit. So.
Oh, okay, sure.
The game gets fucking weird though. Like the game.
I'm sure it does.
Absolutely weird. And
I also think.
Yeah.
And this is maybe too soon because again I haven't seen. I'm about finished with Middle America, I think, and I'm working my way towards California. It seems like, or towards that end. But I got I got really autistic building highways for myself. Or for everyone, I guess, because that's the beautiful connection there. But I think, and again, I may be totally wrong here, but I think that the beach is like an allegory for, like, I literally think that he's saying like life's a beach, and it's like, it's sort of like your your euphoria, I guess, or your destination in a sense of like that's your. I don't mean necessarily vacation, but that's like the thing, your happiest place. Your life is your beach, whatever. That's your happiest place. And I think BTs are like, again, it sounds bizarre, but I think they might be just like general negativity. I know they're dead people, but I think it's like all these things do is just bring you down as you're trying to do your job, like, and work your way currently to the beach. So it's like you're just trying to get your vacation as negativity and stuff just get at you all the time, and in higher or lower forms of it. I think.
Sure.
I know I know that sounds really weird, but that is the take I'm getting from it.
I guess that's the allegory, maybe, but I just want you to beat it so we can talk.
Yeah,
more
fair
about
enough.
it.
Again, like I said, I'm not I'm like probably 16 to 20 hours into it, so I don't quite know
I'll
a
say
lot
this.
yet.
Kojima's never been good at being subtle, ever.
Okay, well, that's sort of why I think the life's a beach thing, but I could be. I mean, because it is straight up there, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Or I've also heard people say things like, "Well, you just have to find your beach," as in the term of like you have to find your hobby or your vacation destination, your sanctuary, the thing you drive to get to, whatever. Like your goal in life is your beach or whatever. So there's that too, but I don't know. Either way, I love it. I think I love the game. I like the design of the gameplay. I think it's super fun. Once you get vehicles too, it's like not really that bad as far as moving around.
Well, also in the director's cut, you get the fucking rocket boots and the package launcher, and you get a bunch of really neat shit.
Oh, I don't have any of that stuff yet.
So the thing that you said that kind of made me laugh a little bit earlier was when you were like, give it the first hour and a half, because when I remember playing that game, you get tutorials almost through the whole experience. Like,
well, you do, but you start to understand a lot earlier how the game is actually working, and then you get more tools they tutorialize you on. But they don't really. It's not really like. I don't know. You're not learning. You're getting new mechanics, but I feel like the whole game is mechanics to an extent. So they need to. That's your progression, is you're getting your tools, your new environments, how to traverse them.
Yeah.
Like that's sort of the game. And distributing weight, and the pros and cons of that, and it's like in a lot of ways, like it's a survival game, really. So you're just like trying to plan, your excursions, like in Minecraft or any of those games where you're like, well, I need all this stuff if I'm gonna build a house over here, if I'm gonna go to do this or whatever. But it's sort of like every mission is a condensed version of that idea to an extent. But yeah, actually, I haven't even found the taser thing yet either, because I think the mission level I accidentally moved past it, the abandoned warehouse or whatever that they added. So I still don't have that. But I've gotten the bolo gun all the way up, but I haven't really come in contact with that many people yet, other than the mules and whatever, and they've been not bad. I just tie them all up and steal the thing, and then I go. So it's not really been too bad.
It's a good
combat in general feels a lot better than I remember, though.
Yeah, and even if it wasn't the greatest, it's not the focus at all. Like I would not put too much emphasis on the combat. Like if that was something that turned somebody off, like I think that point may be lost.
Yeah. Well, it feels way more. Maybe I just know more about the game now, having played a little about the. Well, I've passed the point I was at on the PC version of it a couple days ago. So like, I remember, yeah, I don't know. It feels more put together here for like all aspects of it feel like a lot more. I don't think streamlined is really the word because it still takes the time, but I don't know. It just I don't. Maybe I just understand the game better this time around. I don't know. I liked it that time too, but
Yeah.
once I heard this was coming, I was kind of waiting because the controllers felt like a perfect fit for this game. Um, so yeah, it's really good. Yeah, I can't say enough about it. If you've never played it, you should, but you may not like it. It's not really. It's not really
big,
still in everybody's
big,
game.
big asterisk on that. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think if
Um,
honestly, if you like survival games at all or crafting games, it's not really a crafting game, but if you like, I mean, I guess it is, but not really in that sense. Uh, but yeah,
you
if
just
you
have to
if
have a
you
plan.
yeah,
Um,
well, I mean, I just mean you still are making stuff, but it's not. Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know. It's not the same
You're not.
thing.
You don't have like the hunger meter, all that
Yeah.
dumb. Yeah. There's weather patterns. So
Yeah, the
that's
weather
cool.
pattern stuff is cool. Rain is cool. I think yeah the first go around I was like really annoyed with the BT stuff, but now I like understand it, so it's like way better to deal with. Cause you know cause I was like I can't fucking see these things, and I was like no, if you stand still and just get close enough, then you see them and you can just throw a grenade right at them, and then
I
it's no
want your
problem.
perspective on this. The somebody in chat had a question for you.
Oh, that's Thomas.
Oh, what's up, dude? How's it going?
Which Toby Maguire? Well, okay.
Which Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie would you say this game compares to?
Would I
Death
say
Stranding.
Death Stranding compares to?
Spider-Man 3, but the
I
best
mean,
part's
that's my
Spider-Man
initial
3.
go-to, yeah, but I don't really. I'm trying to think.
I'll say the dark and brooding. Okay, it's a
Yeah,
combination
yeah,
of the three. It's a combination of all three of them. To be honest with you, like because I could pull like the dark elements of 3, like the actually good dark elements of 3. I could pull
I
the
would say
really good
tonally,
like
yeah.
writing
For
and the
the
really good characterization of 2, and the
yeah,
goofiness and like the kind of like tongue in cheekness of the first movie.
of
Like, I could
also the third one, which aren't
Well, the
supposed to
third one
necessarily
wasn't
be a
tongue in
bit, but
cheek. It was just stupid. It was
yeah,
horribly like all the
yeah.
jokes were
Well,
terribly executed, and it
look,
was like yeah, I
same
don't
thing's
know.
been said about this game too, though.
The
It's
best
totally
part of
stupid. It's totally dumb. It's goofy.
best part
Whatever.
of
I mean,
Spider-Man 3 though is when fucking old James Franco, fucking Harry Osborn turns around in the cafe and just gives him the wink. That's pretty
hmm
good. That's a pretty good scene. I'll give him
I
that
like.
one.
I mean, I think I mean, I love the scene where he just does that fun dance for everybody. I was always. I mean, it's
Yeah,
amazing. It's a
that's the one.
fantastic scene.
Okay, for real
Emmy
though,
nominated. Yeah.
the best scenes in Spider-Man 3 are with his like fucking landlord and his girl next door like
Yeah.
kind of flirtation thing going on. Those are actually the best scenes of the movie.
Yeah, yeah,
Just a
yeah.
heads up.
Right. God damn, dude. I haven't seen that movie. So I might. Maybe I have to watch Spider-Man 3 sometime this weekend because I've forgotten about it.
Two's a
You
great.
know what?
Two's the best one.
I
Two's
I'm sure. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. Same with the game too. Up until that PS4 one. I mean, that Spider-Man game is fantastic, but PS2 was really good.
I'm getting the feeling Thomas ain't a big fan of Spider-Man, or he's implying that Spider-Man is the worst parts of those movies.
Spider-Man on Game Boy. Which Spider-Man on Game Boy, Thomas? Which? What are
There
you
was a
talking about?
dude. There was a
You
Game
talking
Boy
about the
Advance.
Game Boy Advance one?
There was a Game Boy Advance Spider-Man game that was fucking cool.
Well, pull me some.
say that.
Pull me
Hold
some.
on, hold
Hey,
on.
show me that beautiful beam footage. Then what do we got going on here for the Spider-Man Advance game? Because I feel like I did play a Spider-Man game on the Advance, but I need to see it again.
Hold on. Yeah, there's a really good
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Well, Thomas, he's like the only cool one. Like, there's, I mean, like, what's his face? Oh, it was on Sega too. Oh yeah, I definitely played the Genesis version of a Spider-Man game. There's a Spider-Man game on the Genesis I for sure played. And what is it? Spider-Man or not Spider-Man? Marvel Ultimate Alliance, I think, is a pretty good game. That like dungeon crawler one that was on PS2 and GameCube.
I think it's not Ultimate It may be Mysterio's Menace. I don't think so. There was like a really, really good one.
It doesn't look like it to me. I don't think it's that one, but it might be. I really don't. I don't know. This doesn't look like the game I
No,
remember, but
that's not the game I remember either. It wasn't Spider-Man 3. Battle for New
uh,
York? Was that the one? It had to have
maybe.
been.
No, I don't remember this one either. I need the covers of. Actually, I'll look them up myself. Hold up.
That game looks like shit.
Yeah. Well, hold up. Well, also is you never know if Tom's just straight goofing either, so it could be either way here. But I assume he did play a good Spider-Man game on there. He could, yeah, because if I know anything about Thomas, he could straight be fucking
Okay,
around. But I
no,
think there is.
I think it was the Ultimate Spider-Man game on GBA.
Well,
this is the
pull
one
that,
I
pull
remember.
that, put that in the stream. That does look familiar to me too.
Okay, yeah, it's up in the stream now. This is the one I remember.
Uh, that's it, Thomas. That's the one.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, there we go.
He
That's
says
it.
lit, so I know that it's the one.
Hell yeah.
I do remember the one that just had just the same as the movie cover though, because I think Activision made one too that was just called Spider-Man. For the GBA.
I got the
But I think that
GBA.
might have been
I should fire this one up again. I should fire that Spider-Man game up.
You already got 58 games going at the same time. Don't even worry about it right now.
Dude, well, hey, the Game Boy's good. Like, I have like 20
Well,
hours
yeah.
in Final Fantasy Tactics because, like, while I was waiting for queues in New World, I would just flip that on and dick around with it while I was hanging out.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's good for in between. Yeah, dude.
Well,
Final Fantasy
speaking of-
Tactics Advance, great fucking game.
Speaking of queues, let's talk about New One for like, I don't know, 10 minutes so we can then go play it.
Get back to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
News happened, but nobody comes here for that.
Yeah, we're no longer on a news channel. We've only done very little news lately.
We'll only talk about.
Well, Nintendo
we'll
had
only
a
talk
direct.
about the things that we're
It
excited
was
for.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kirby's gonna be cool. So
that new Kirby game looks.
oh wait,
fucking
Bayonetta
sick.
3 looks awesome, but it looks like its frame rate might be bad because it's the Switch game. So
Yeah.
that sucks. They should put those games elsewhere. Bayonetta is a really good game.
Okay, so you ready for footage of New World? There it is.
Yeah. Show me somebody chopping down some trees, Alex.
Yeah, there it is.
But no, that's New World is very good. I will say it's very good because I don't know yet. I'll give it the disclosure of I haven't seen the end game. We haven't seen like a real war yet, although there is one Friday apparently according to our server schedule. But as far as an MMO goes, it is the most engaging one I've played in a long time, and I've played basically every one of them. I will say, Final Fantasy 14, I think, is the one. Realm Reborn 14.
You say you're a fan of MMOs, but you've never played RuneScape, so I don't know who to believe anymore. I don't know who
Too
to believe.
busy playing Tibia and games that had graphics.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah,
No,
it was
you're right.
I apologize. 3D MMOs. My bad. Let me specify a little harder.
Okay.
But going back to EverQuest 1 and then EverQuest on the PS2 and then, Phantasy Star Online, Tibia, as we talked about earlier, I guess was an MMO really.
Yeah. I mean, this is
but,
scratching
yeah.
like the same itch that those like sandbox MMO, like ArcAge had cool ideas. That was another one that I thought had really cool ideas.
Dark Age of Camelot too had some pretty cool ones. That was kind of a similar game to this.
Yeah.
Reminds me of that one.
And like Warhammer Online was one of my favorite games. Like, and this kind of has that open world like kind of PvP stuff going on. Yeah. That's the appeal here to me, is that it's the best combination of like those style of games. I think it like takes.
Yeah.
Like you said, I don't know for sure with the end game stuff, but it seems like getting through it, I can see those things starting to shine through already.
Yeah, no, it's got some super interesting stuff going on with it, and I think it's just a lot of smart decisions in the MMO space in general, like just like I don't know, just like refining some of this stuff and like making it not take so long and just kind of speeding you through some of the process. And then God, I got distracted because you pulled up a picture of Jeff Bezos. Yeah, it's like I don't know how you would describe it. I guess it's like well, I know how you would describe it, but it's really the interesting part is like it seems like the end game is going to be actual just territory control in addition to like the dungeons and raids and stuff because there's supposed to be a pretty substantial non PvP side of this also. Buddy, what is this for?
It's for the New World footage that I'm putting on the
Right.
screen. There we
Yeah.
go. Yeah.
Just Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all we need. Everybody has
Yeah.
seen this game a billion times. You don't come here to see games.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, especially not 2.5 weeks late for some announcements and shit too. But this game came out this week, motherfucker. But you've probably seen everybody on Twitch play it because
Yeah.
they own Twitch and they make you watch it if you play this game.
It was a
So you can
twinkle in
get
his
cool
eye just
armor.
a few years ago. So, hey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, yeah, it's just like one half of him is the sane, and the other half is when he's starting to lose his grip. When both eyes look like that, one eye does, we're in fucking trouble. So, well, yeah, yeah,
Also, this dude's ears.
yeah. This boy's ears, dude.
Holy shit.
I mean, look,
He
Lex
got a
Luthor wasn't
Tesla
like-
eye.
dude. He's got that. Yeah, he's got one eye on Tesla, one eye on world domination. He's always got one eye cracked towards fucking Elon,
Dude.
but the other one's looking at
Okay.
Apple.
I had 2 followers. I had 3 followers now. Just real quick, sorry. So Thomas followed the channel, so thank you, Thomas. But 2 other people followed. One of them is named Reach_Hoss, and then,
Hell yeah.
and numbers, and then the second one is Zealous_Hoss.
Dude, I'll take 2 big hosses in here, boys. Hey, welcome up. Welcome
Either
on
I'm
board,
appealing to
son.
truckers with their fucking driver
Hey.
IDs on the end of it or something. I don't know what's going
Hey.
on, but thank
Look.
you. Thank you for
Listen,
Thank you for watching and listening.
hey, welcome aboard, y'all. Y'all
Jeff's
hoss
ears.
cats.
Jeff hears all,
Uh,
dude. I think of Jeff Bezos in a room like the architect in the Matrix, and it's just Twitch streams talking shit about him. He just
I'm sure. Yeah, I did just get
Dads.
an email that said you're done, but I don't
Yeah.
know. It says from J_Beesman52. I don't know who the
J-Beezy.
Beesman is.
Yeah.
J Beesman, yeah.
Anyway,
He said I turned my crooked eye towards you, and I was like, oh shit. So he's got laser sight on us.
the half of the
uh,
other man I melded with.
Dude, I ordered a computer desk the other day. It's gonna come right through my fucking window here in the next couple days.
Dude,
It's
this
not
channel's
even gonna
getting
get left on the porch.
there's a banning happening right now somewhere.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But anyway, he made this video game. Well, he didn't, but it's a good video game, and I'm excited to see more of it. And I think it's got some legs on it. We'll see how they handle that. But honestly, like for what he might. I said that earlier. I'm not gonna repeat what I said last night in Discord because that's private. But I did say
Sorry,
something
for the-
similar to that.
for the audio in the YouTube, Thomas said he looked like he about to get caught by Chris Hansen.
Yeah, I was saying that's the only way to take him down is you gotta get him. You gotta find him on some questionable charges. Messing with kids, that's the only reason anybody will get in trouble. This fool ain't paying taxes. That's fine. That fool sweatshops, that's tight. But anyway, I'm not going any farther than that because it's rough. But
Anyway.
the fucking game is pretty good, Christian. I'm having fun.
Yeah,
Fucker.
I'm having fun too. Having a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a cool game. And you've probably seen a million people play it. One thing I'll say, hey, don't play on the server with your favorite Twitch streamer, because fuck it, and you're never going to get to play the game anyway.
And they're
Don't
not going
do
to be
that.
friends with you either, so get that out
Yeah.
of the system.
Even if you end up on Pokemon server, dog, she ain't going to text you, so don't worry about it. Just play where your friends are at or by yourself somewhere, because the
Yeah.
queues are wild. But to that end, people, don't show me. Don't zoom in on that boy's tit.
I didn't.
They
I
were.
didn't.
I saw it. Checking if that guy had an old pocket square. But yeah, God, dude, another one really. I guess that is a funny thing to note is that the people have been trying to get the name Jeff Bezos, and anybody getting close has been getting banned. Also, the top Steam review is that it's crazy that this game has taxes in it, and it is, and it's even crazier that Amazon made it. But it's a good game. I've seen a better Bezos than that. I'll tell you right now. I've seen a better looking Bezos. That boy just made his character bald. Come on now. Come
Well,
on now. There's
I don't
plenty of
know.
bald guys that don't have world domination in their
That's the,
eyes.
that's the one that popped up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
But
this is the character creator in New World. It's not the best part of the game, surprisingly.
no, it's a pretty weak character creator to be honest. But
Dude, because
it
I
does
was
give
like,
you. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Now, what do you want to say about Jeff Bezos?
No. I was talking to my coworkers and because it was like the day I bought it and like I remoted into the PC to install it and stuff. And I was like, I wonder if I
At
should
work, as I talk to my coworkers about this game I'm logging in to play at work.
Oh, I was on lunch and I was like, I just need to install it
Oh,
real
sure.
quick.
Yeah.
But
You're on
no,
lunch. I get it. I get
just,
it.
just real quick. So like, I was talking to them about it, and I was like, I'm reading about the queue times and stuff, and I was like, oh, maybe I should get in and like create the character, get in the queue or whatever. And then I didn't do that, but I got home thinking the character creator would take me longer than it did because I was done with it in like 5 seconds. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it wasn't
very-
bad.
Yeah,
But I'm
no
sure they'll
Black
add some
Desert.
stuff down the line, and then I'm sure there's every MMO has a stylist thing at some point, stylist whatever. I mean, the thing I really wish they had was just the ability to change the look of all of your gear when you get it based on like stuff you've already had, because I assume they're gonna do that eventually too. But I would just wish games would launch with that feature. But yeah, it's a really good game. You probably have seen some of it somewhere already, so I guess we don't really need to talk about it too much. But if you're into MMOs similar to, I would say Guild Wars 1 is really reminiscent of this game in a lot of ways. It's gorgeous and it plays really well. And I was gonna give them credit because they were getting fucking finger blasted on Steam reviews about not with server capacity and queue times and all that. I will say a pro and a con, yeah. Global naming is a bad idea. They should not do that. They should just do it server wide or worldwide or whatever the server farm tiers are or whatever. Do it that way, like most MMOs do, server based instead of global. That's insane.
it's just pretty surprising, like going into it because I was like, how could they run into a lot of server problems? Because it's fucking Amazon and they have like
Yeah.
all the AWS infrastructure, like they have all the resources.
Well, they also launched the European servers earlier than everywhere else, so people were logging in to get their name.
Okay,
So they were
sure.
slamming those servers to the wall to try and get their name locked because it's global, and then delete it whenever their server actually came up. So Europe got fucked like right out of the gate, and then it kind of trickled down of more people coming
Sure.
in,
Yeah.
more regions opening, but all of them getting fucked equally by that metric. And then, but to that end, I mean, like within 3 or 4 hours, they, at least on the East Coast, they added like 25 servers like immediately. So it wasn't. So they handled it better than most. People were shitting on it pretty hard. And every time an MMO launches, it's always the worst MMO launch ever. But to be honest, this was one of the better ones.
Yeah.
I think you just don't remember how bad the other ones were.
Well,
'cause
this
they
launch
really,
actually reminds me a lot of the Warhammer Online launch, because they did the exact same thing. They launched with like I think 5 servers. Didn't realize like, oh, people want to play this. And then, like,
yeah.
Eventually it was a bad thing for them because they didn't like merge the servers like as soon as they should have. They
Right.
stayed
Well, and they're
like
already
that.
talking about doing it on these too whenever it gets to that point.
Yeah, they got the hurdle thin out. I think they may look into increasing like the per server capacity. So I don't know.
They did say that, yeah, which I think would be good to some degree. I will say I've already definitely had trouble. It's kind of that WoW thing where certain mobs you gotta get them before somebody else does, which I think is to add to the conflict of stuff if you're into the PvP thing, because the PvP stuff is pretty interesting. I guess we'll talk on it a little bit, but like there's PvP missions and stuff based on your faction that you have. But in order to take them on, you have to be flagged the entire time you have it. And if you die and you don't get revived, you lose the mission. So there's incentive to like PvP and PvP well, but there's also incentive to never touch it at all because it can be really frustrating.
It'd be really rough.
Yeah. And my other criticism is just like the server we're on, we're like the underdog faction, which sucks to start with.
We felt
But
first light all day apparently. So
yeah, we have a war on one of the other Everfall, I think, on Friday. So like we're trying to take another zone, but Yeah, it's like all 3 factions will fight in each territory for control over that territory. And I think that's why the numbers are thin, is because it would be like nearly impossible for one faction to hold everything. Like, I think it'd be super time consuming, and there may not be enough people on the server to really make it happen. I think is why it's limited, and I get that. That was another thing people were pissed off about, though, is the amount of people per server or whatever it is at a given time. But it does, in a lot of ways, make sense to how the game is structured, because it's definitely different than almost any MMO you've ever played, really, in a lot of ways, because it's not, it's like fast in a lot of ways, like it's really fast paced sort of, but there's also like a lot of long-winded goals to achieve for, because you can also, I didn't even realize this, but you upgrade the cities once you capture them, so you start doing projects to like make the workshops better, make the defenses better, do all this crazy shit, which I didn't know. But yeah, and all the weapons are fun so far that I've played. There's been like there's like 5 of them I haven't touched, but I've played a good handful of the others, and they're pretty solid. And learning to mitigate between the weapons to combo stuff is really fun. Like, it's a fun ass game. I really like the combat in it. I like the resource gathering. Doesn't feel like that much of a chore really yet, and maybe it'll get that way later, but it really doesn't feel like it yet. You kind of just do it whenever you're around. Or if you feel like not fighting something, you're like,
you just feel like fishing, dude. I'd rather
sometimes
be fishing.
You just want to fish. Yeah, hell yeah, brother. Sometimes you want to
fishing.
pop a Coors and just fish.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
I did pull up a fish sword out of the water earlier
Me
today,
too.
which was
Me too.
okay.
And you can't equip it. It's just salvageable. It's just
Yeah, it turns into iron ore though, which is helpful. But yeah, it was. I was kind of hoping, because I need to switch over to a sword and shield here pretty soon, so I can start getting a tank going, because we'll need one. And we got to figure out a healing thing also. There's only one healing thing in the game, as far as I can tell. So that's like kind of a bummer. They'll probably have to or need to add other one sometime soon. You are really weirdly self-sufficient though.
Yes.
Like you can drink potions a lot and heal yourself pretty frequently.
I think that's what they want you to rely on, not necessarily like.
Well,
because there's no real class. There's no real classes. So
I have noticed though, a lot of the damage dealing classes, or I mean, a lot of the damage dealing moves and stuff, a lot of them do focus on that last 30% health. They'll be like, oh, if their target's 30%, like 3 or 4 of the weapons specifically have been like, if it's under 30%, this much bonus, whatever. So it seems like there is this incentive to like nuke someone because of the fact that they can heal so frequently, and blocking is like with all weapons is pretty good. Like you do block, like you do block a lot, as far as I can tell anyway. And to that end, I'm also like wearing extra heavy armor or whatever, so maybe that's a factor too. But it's a good ass game. I really like it so far. We'll see how it pans out, because it should have years to build itself. But so far, I'm in.
Yeah.
And I'll be in for a bit.
And we'll probably be hopping in that queue right after this. Anything you wanted to talk about?
Nope. Hey, everybody, thanks for watching. Like I said, we're going to have 2 or 3 episodes from the stack this next week coming up.
You didn't
like
let
I said,
me do my plan, damn it.
Well, I'm not there yet.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't even know you had a plan, bitch.
I was trying to keep it secret.
Oh, okay.
Hold on.
Well, yeah.
Here we go. All right, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead with the outro.
Yeah, right. Timing isn't important to jokes. So thank you guys for watching this week. We're going to have some episodes from the stack coming up here pretty soon. We got a real heater that we talked about earlier, but we got a real good one coming up in the pipeline. And then we should be recording some more for the following week. So we should have about 2 or 3 weeks worth of business for you to watch. And then... yeah, if you're playing New World, don't go to our server, because the fucking queues are terrible. So
and you'll probably join one of the other factions. So please don't do it.
Yeah, don't join Covenant either, because you're gonna get fucked. It seems like
if you join the other ones, you're dumb and a big stupid, and probably eat your boogers, dude.
Oh yeah, that's actually what I should say. If you do find our server, join Covenant, because all the other stupid ones are Joker. factions. They just like the Joker,
Yeah,
old Joker
yeah.
movies, and they like to ask you if you want to play games. And
Yeah.
they
They
do
say why
uncool
so
stuff.
serious unironically.
Yeah.
and-
Yeah. And they go, "Do you want to see my ice gauntlet?" And then they put one in your eye or whatever he did in that fun movie. And then they all wear Amazon smiles on their mask, on their face. So they're like, "Hey," and they're joking and goofing. Look, I'm all out of goofs. I just want to play these damn video games. So thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see y'all next Thursday, presumably, unless we forget or just play something else while we should be
Yeah.
here. But that'll never happen. That'll never happen.
Never happened again. Bye, everybody.
It never did before.